Hello, my name is Ryan Oates. Today I want to talk about Styrofoam. The Lowell Sustainability Council has drafted a letter asking the city of Lowell to ban Styrofoam food containers. We are inviting all residents of Lowell to co-sign the letter. Here's why. There are two main problems with Styrofoam. The first is that it likely causes cancer. A key component of Styrofoam is styrene. The World Health Organization and the American Cancer Society have labeled styrene a probable carcinogen. So when Styrofoam is heated, like from a cup of coffee, styrene leaches out of the foam and into the beverage. So that's reason number one. We don't want to drink carcinogens. The second problem with Styrofoam food containers is that they're not sustainable. Not only is Styrofoam not accepted by any recycling program in the state of Massachusetts, but it basically never breaks down. It's considered non-biodegradable. And because of that, Styrofoam ends up in fresh water, like the Merrimack. It ends up in the ocean. That could be very visible, like large chunks of Styrofoam. It also might end up as microplastics. So marine life often digests those microplastics, and it works its way up the food chain. In the same way that it's a health concern for humans, styrene can also cause all kinds of horrible impacts to animals. So as you can see, we did a lot of research into the negative impacts of Styrofoam. And based on our concerns, we started reaching out to people in Lowell. The Sustainability Council surveyed local businesses and local residents. We did focus groups with schools, and we heard ideas from all over the spectrum, from strong support to some serious concerns. And so we listened very closely. A common concern is that if the city bans Styrofoam, then the alternatives would be too expensive. And that extra cost would make things harder for locally owned small businesses. And that's a valid concern. That is why the Sustainability Council provided a scale of options that the city might consider. On the one end, if the primary concern is about health and the environment, there could be a complete ban on Styrofoam containers. On the other end, if the primary concern is small businesses, there could be a small business exemption so that the ban only applies to those larger businesses that can absorb that cost. And then we laid out some options in between as some ways to mitigate any impact on small businesses. So as you can see, we tried really hard to represent the voices of the people of Lowell in this letter. But the bottom line is these containers are not sustainable. They likely cause cancer. And any step to reduce their use is a step in the right direction. This step has already been taken by 64 other cities and towns in Massachusetts. It's also been passed in the states of Maine, Vermont, and New York. So given that context, I hope that you'll feel comfortable signing the Lowell Sustainability Council's letter asking for a ban on Styrofoam food containers. If you're a Lowell resident and you'd like to sign, you can scan this QR code or click the link in the description. If you want to keep up with what the council's doing, you can add your email at the end. Just so you know, we have meetings on the fourth Thursday of every month at 6:30 p.m. Our meetings are also recorded on LTC. Thank you so much for watching. See you around.